Hey everyone, it's Sam here and I'm back with project number 2 of my Mother's Day series 2025. As I say in all these videos, although I'm making projects for Mother's Day, you can easily just swap out the papers and use them for other occasions. And this one I think is going to be really good for Christmas because I'm calling this the coffee house or the tea house, and it is this adorable gift box to hold a mug. Now I've tried to size it so that it should fit most common size mugs, and I do talk you through in the video ways to maybe alter it if you need to. But how sweet is this? Imagine putting little windows and a little door on there, put a bow on here if you want. I think this is going to look great for Father's Day as well. You don't need any dies to make it. It's very, very easy. So let's get started. So again, this is the paper pad that I'm using. I'm going to be using this for all of my Mother's Day makes, and I think for this one I want to use either that one in the gingham or that one in the gingham. So I'm not sure. So we'll keep those ones out because I don't think I need any more than that. Now I have just scribbled bits out because in my head I'm only making this one, so I'm trying to make sure I don't waste any card and I get it right first time. The vision, I'm hoping it's going to work out. So you want to cut yourself one piece of 11 1/4 by 7 3/4, and along the 11 1/4 side you're going to score at 3 3/4, 7 1/2, and then leave that score line for a minute, then rotate it, and you want to score at 3 3/4 all the way down, and then go back, and you're going to score at 9 just down to that first score line. Okay, so this is a piece of 8 by 7 3/4. You're going to score at 3 3/4 and 7 1/2. Rotate so that 1/2 inch is at the bottom and score at 3 3/4, and then go back again and score at 2 1/2 down to the first score line. And then I'm going to have a slightly different closure because I think I'm going to have maybe like a little cello bag with some sweets and hot chocolates, things like that in there. So this is a piece of 3 3/4 by 4, and along the 4-inch side you want to score at 1/2 inch and 3. You want to do that on 2 pieces. Okay, so we'll take the smaller piece first. If you fold and burnish your score lines, all of those, the main long ones, have your 1/2 inch tab on the left hand side, and you can see I've just put a scribble over that top piece. So if you just snip up the side and then remove that one completely, okay, and then so now it's on the right hand side, you'll see you've got this rectangle in the top left corner, and then that smaller rectangle, you want to remove the bigger one of those two. So again, nice and neat, because you're going to see this is going to be that corner section. Then you want to cut up this one here. So this is going to be the side, this is your base. You're not going to see any of this, we're going to stick it together. So as long as you've got that 1/2 inch on your right hand side, this section on your left, the bottom 2 squares are the base. We want to cut up just to the first score line, so just up to the middle. Might kind of tidy up the sides in a bit, but don't worry about it too much yet. So what's going to happen is that's going to stick over there, and then that's our tab to connect the next piece, but this is going to stay open. Now I've used a 300 GSM cardstock. It's going to have lots of layers on the bottom to accommodate the weight of a mug, which is why it's taken me a while to think this up, because I wanted to make sure it was going to be strong. The sides, I'm going to add mats and layers, and I'll probably add a mat layer inside as well. So again, that's just all going to add to the strength of this. But you can see there where we've got our one, well, kind of 3 sides, because you've got your tab to that one there, and then the cup is going to sit with the handle just sticking out slightly here, and we're going to add those little bars. Move on to this one. So again, fold and burnish all of the score lines, and you want it so that you have the 4-inch section at the top, and you should have this in the top right corner where you've got the 2 kind of rectangles. You've got the bigger one and that smaller one. Just scribble the very end one. We're going to remove that. In fact, we'll do that now. So cut that out, because that's going to sit next to this one here. Again, nice and neat, because you're going to see all of this. Okay. And then you want to cut up the 2 base here. So remember your 4-inch section, that's your top. Okay, and that will match the 4-inch section here. So I'm just trying to give you all this info just so you can make it, you know, make sense to you. So you have your 3 base parts, so 3, 4, 5, all stuck on top of each other. And I'm going to use construction glue, so it's going to make it really strong. I'm just hoping that the size mug that I'm using is a little bit bigger than maybe a common size mug, so hopefully this will work. And you should be able to adapt it slightly anyway in terms of this section. I'll talk you through that in a minute. So I'm just cutting up both of these just to that first score line. And then what's going to happen here is these will all come in. Again, we'll sort out the order of them in a minute. I just need to make sure this is going to work. That tab is going to connect to this one in a minute. But just sit it all in and you'll have something like this. Now you probably can cut this from a piece of 12 by 12 as one piece, because you got 3 3/4 sides. So if you just got a piece of 12 by 12 and just scored it every 3 3/4 inch, and then make sure you got a 4-inch top part, 3 3/4 base, you can do it all out of one piece. But like I said, I don't have that in the heavyweight card, and most of us have our A4 and letter size paper, so you'll be able to cut it from that. And then these ones, so you want to fold it so that your 1/2-inch tab is at the bottom, and that's going to connect on this side and this side, and then it's going to come together like a milk carton. So it's going to look a little bit like a house. It's going to look really cute. So flip that one over. You can see now I've got my bases all lined up. So I'm going to add my glue. I'm just going to take a little wedge off of the side here, like so. And then just run your glue all the way down, and then just line up your base score line. You can always trim the top if it's out, which mine looks like it is for some reason, like there. I can just trim that in a minute. I think that's where I scored and then cut, so sometimes it's a bit funny, but you want to make sure that this score line here is all lined up. I think I'm going to start with the middle, add the glue, and then I'm going to stick this one over the top, and then I'm going to add glue again. So I'm just going to keep adding the glue to the top of that corner middle section, and then bring in the opposite side. So next I'm going to bring over this one, just fold that back out, and then again stick that one in, just fold it around and just drop it down, and then that last piece. So if you want to take a little bit off as you put each one in, but I want this to be quite snug, and then just fold that one up like so. Looks like a little post-it note holder at the minute. Just thought that actually. And then I'm just going to now just spend a bit of time just spreading that all out and making sure it's all nice and square. Just keep pushing all those corners in, and then on the bottom, if you look down this way, if you get anything overhanging, like I got a little bit there, just snip it away. In fact, I think that's it. Yeah, there's nothing else. So yeah, just let that all dry. In fact, I'll give you the measurements for the mats and layers, because you could get these all stuck down whilst you're doing that. So you're going to want to cut yourself 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do inside as well, because you will see it. So 6 pieces of 3.5 by 3 3/4. And then if you want to decorate the bottom, then you'll want 1 piece of 3.5 squared. Okay, so I've stuck most of the sides down, but I haven't done these two because I want to stick these in first, but I have decorated these already. Again, I may decorate inside, but if you want to decorate these like this, you'll want 2 pieces of 3.5 by 2 1/4 and 2 pieces of 3.5 by 3/4. So you're going to add your glue on the outer part there, and I'm going to stick them either side of this piece here. And then the matte layers, it was 1 by 3 3/4. So again, I'm going to use the construction glue and stick these on, and then I'm going to probably use hook and loop just in the middle there to keep it together. But once these are stuck in, then I can stick them in and they just cover the joins. So once that's in there, you'll see they will come together to create that cute little look. Okay, so I've just been having a play around with the last bits. I've added my hook and loop already to the top here, so you can see it's holding in there, and this is getting harder and harder as that glue dries. You'll find with Clow or Beacon 3-in-1, the next day when you go back to your project, when it's completely set, it's solid. So you can still, if it feels cold, it's kind of still drying, but you'd be surprised how much that changes. But how cool is this? I think I might call it the coffee house or the tea house, and then just, yeah, fill it with all those kind of treats. I think it looks great. So yeah, that's how it looks with the mug, because obviously I've not shown it yet. Now this part, like I said, I'm hoping the size of that is pretty good for most mug sizes. Obviously if you've got like a novelty mug and those huge ones and things like that, then you're going to have to change it, but I do have a few in the playlist, so you might find something there. Now the size, the width of these, the length you'll want to keep at this, which is 3. You'll want 2 pieces, but the depth, so I've done mine both at 1 inch. You may vary because of the size and the shape of your handle. So I've got one here which is going to go through the handle and attach with hook and loop either side, and this one is going to go below the handle, so you can see it kind of locks it in. So that might be the only bit that you'll really have to vary. I mean, if you wanted to, you could also maybe angle this part down. You could cut that, you know, right down across through the middle. Maybe your handle's wider again, but I've tried to do it so that it works, I think, well enough. You know, if you have got a wider handle, that gap's still going to be good there, but you might just have to play around with these bits a little bit, but hopefully overall it's all going to work. I've already stuck my sentiment here, have a nice day, and that's from the clear stickers. These are the ones I said in the first video that I'm really going to probably be using a lot of, because I've got them here, I've had them for so long, but I want to stick with the golds and maybe the white to go with all of the colours that I'm using. So these are, yeah, the super stickers. There's loads of different ones, and these are lovely for acetate as well, but I've just stuck it onto white card and then just framed it with some gold. You could have a little tea bag hanging off here as like a little charm. So much you can do. Now I'm going to use hook and loop to attach these, but you could use the snaps as well. If you use the snaps, you might want to pierce the hole and attach the snaps before you put it all together. But I'm going to go for good old hook and loop. These are the ones that I've used for the top. These are the ones that are linked below the first video. They're just a good size, I think, for most projects. These are the, I think it was the 20 mil. Yeah, 20 mil ones. So again, I'm going to end up using 4. I'm being lazy, I should open it up really, but because I'll need, yeah, a pair on each one. So I'm just going to pop. Is that going to be enough? Make sure it's, yeah, you want to make sure you don't go, I'm going to go right to the edge, and then you want to put your pair on and then stick it all down. I've got smaller ones as well. There's 10 mil. But I want this to be pretty strong to keep that mug all in place. You could put tissue around it as well, but I think it's going to be fine. So then just pop that through. If I try and rest it so you can see what I'm doing, just through there. I just want to make sure it's equally spaced. I don't want to pull that in, you know, you want to keep it nice and square, but also straight. I've got that grid paper. I'm trying to just kind of line it up. I think that's about right. At least now when it's in the hamper, it's not going to come out. This would look cute for Christmas as a little gingerbread, and then have hot chocolate, like Santa's hot chocolate. But even that one, that's keeping that in place now. That's not going to go anywhere in the hamper. I'm really pleased with that. I think it looks so cool. And then again, just going to repeat that with this one. And then with this one, I'm going to bring mine up higher to again help lock that in. But if your handles, you know, comes down more, then you can bring this down. But I'm probably going to bring mine up about there and just line it up with that previous one. And there's the finished gift box. And you can see just how strong that is. I mean, I can even turn it upside down. It works so well. Just make sure you've got a nice strong glue for these 3D makes. And yeah, they look, I think that's super adorable. And great for Father's Day as well, birthdays, Christmas. Like I said, most of these projects just change those papers and you can use them for so many other things. And I think that is a very cute coffee house, tea house, mug gift box. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. So as always, all of the products are linked below, and you can find the playlist where I will be filling the hamper. So now we've got, like I said, I'm going to get more stuffing, but we've got the mug and we've got the gift bag, and I've also got these. I did pick them up I shared these in a live a while ago. They were from Home Bargains, just little cookies, but they're obviously going to go perfectly with the papers and the colours. And I've also got this, which I picked up, which says "Forever my mum and always my friend," and that is going to hang on the front. And I did similar for my nan's hamper. These are lovely. I love little things like that, and then that's a nice keepsake for afters as well. So yeah, there we are, project number 2. Like I said, check out the playlist that's coming up because it will have them all in there. I've got lots of Mother's Day series that I've done for the last 7 or 8 years now, so there's tons of inspiration. And check out the mug playlist, because if that one's not quite right, but you've got maybe a smaller mug or something a bit different, check out the playlist because there is a few on there. Make sure you're subscribed, drop me a comment and give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.